want you to watch me do this because I want you doing it the same way. Tighten first. Okay, watch this. I'm a third of the way. This is when I'm gonna really dial it in and slow it down even more because this is when my hips wanna help. And now I'm gonna crawl to the end. And when I get to the end, I'm gonna try to cramp my hamstrings. And then I'm gonna slowly release the tension as opposed to just letting the weight fall. This is what most people do. They get to here and they just do this. But what I want you to do is when you get to here, I want you to engage your hamstrings even more and make your hamstrings fight every freaking inch of the lowering. And it's a lot different than what they're doing at crunch. It's not getting to rep number 10 that matters, right? It's how you get to rep number 10. Stop counting reps. Make reps count. Welcome to STEELEFIT. We're not done.
Oh my God, I'm just playing with them now, yeah. Oh my God, what she's saying, say it loud, yeah.
So we're mixing up the leg curl today. We have been doing the seated leg curl, which changes your hip position. So you start from a hip flexed position. When you flex your hip, so on the seated leg curl, you're seated, right? And your knees are out in front of you, and then you bend like this, and you push yourself back. That's what we did the last couple weeks. Well, when your leg is out in front of you like this, your hip is flexed. Well, notice, look at this. My hamstring is lengthened here. So since my hamstring is stretched in this position, theoretically, your hamstring is starting from a position to better shorten. And when I say the word better, I really mean potentially increase its ability to contract. That's what makes the seated leg curl different from the leg curl we're gonna do today. Today, you're gonna be laying down in this position. And what this does is this starts your hamstring from a pre-shortened position. So now my hamstring is starting with less advantage, and it's going to progressively get shortened more and more and more the more I bend my knee. And that's going to make it harder and harder and harder to contract. So some people would say that a seated leg curl is more advantageous than a prone leg curl. I don't necessarily think that's the case. I think that they're just different. And so I think that the key is if you have access to both of these machines to do both of them and to mix them up. And that's what we're gonna do today. And that's why we're changing joint positions. So fundamentally speaking, this is a different exercise than the seated. These are not interchangeable. They're completely different, same muscle group, but this is a definite strategic way to change how your muscles contract. So how do you set up this machine? Well, we've got a couple things to look at. One thing we have to look at are the axes. So most machines have the axis a certain color, and Cybex has them yellow. I think that Life Fitness, I think they're normally red, but most of them do have a certain color that sticks out. So what this tells us is that when you line up, your knee needs to be lined up with the pivot point of the machine, because just like this is the axis of rotation for the movement here, so is your knee, right? Because when my knee is on this thing, my knee is doing the same thing. My knee is moving just like that's moving. So we want to line this joint up with this joint up. So when you get on here, you're going to look at your knee position. You're going to line it up with that yellow thing. And that's how you know if you're in the right spot. It's really that simple. Now what you're going to find is the taller you are, to have your knee lined up with this thing, you're probably going to be more over the seat. So I've had a few basketball guys that were on this thing that were like 6'8". Sometimes they're positioned like literally like up here. Like obviously this looks awkward as hell on me because I'm not 6'8", but you're going to notice different people will be in different positions due to their limb lengths. But it doesn't matter as long as you got this joint lined up with this joint. Now, there are some other things you can change. If you're taller, that means you're probably gonna have a longer lower leg. And if you do, you can lengthen this pad out a little bit to sit to where it's not moving on your calf. So if I were to do this exercise and this were sliding around on my calf muscle as I bend my knee, then I know I need to either realign myself up with this or change this. So that's a good way to gauge this. If this thing is moving around on your calf, something needs to change. The last thing I want to talk about is most of these machines have another lever that changes your starting position. So on this machine, I can start, let's say I got somebody who has an injury or something and they can't start from all the way straight. Well, this is a little bit of an extreme example, but if I were to get on here, this would stop me shy of getting to straight knee. It's like I'm losing range because it's stopping me. So I could set it even higher up here where I really never get to straight. I'm getting stopped a lot sooner. What I'll do with me today is I'm going to start this thing pretty much all the way down. So I'm going to start it all the way down here to fully challenge me at the bottom part of the range. So set the range limiter according to whatever you have. Most people are going to have, I'm not even going to say most people are going to have. You just set it according to what you have, and that's going to take care of it. Okay, set number one. I'm going to guess on the weight. Since this is harder than the other leg curl, you're going to notice that you're going to be able to lift less weight on this because your hamstring is going to be, well, it's going to be more shortened on this. So it's not going to have as much ability to contract. So it'll feel weaker. Time is started 1:08. I'm giving myself 8 seconds of delay time. Okay, my knee's going to be lined up with this thing. I want you to watch me close. I'm going to line it up. So my knee's slightly off the edge of the pad. I'm then going to put my hands here to kind of stabilize my trunk. My neck is relatively neutral. I'm going to restart my time because I explained that a little bit. So I'm going to start at 1 minute again. Now I'm going to tighten my hamstrings before I move. And I'm going to tighten my hamstrings so hard that only my hamstrings bend my knee. And I'm going to go to my full available range. I'm going to squeeze at the end. Like I almost feel like I'm about to cramp here. And then I'm going to make my hamstrings release the tension and fight the weight all the way back down. Now what most people do on this is they do this. That's what they do at crunch right here. They just kind of fly around like this. This is not hard. As a matter of fact, if you notice that pad's kind of leaving my leg because I'm just kind of flailing it up. So we don't want to do that. I'm going to raise the weight a little bit. I'm going to engage my hamstrings. I'm going to make them do all the freaking work. Squeeze and hold. Control all the way back down. Pause here. Time is up. I'm going to do one more rep. All hamstrings. Now when I get to right here, this is when I'm going to really pay attention not to accelerate and to continue squeezing and tightening my hamstrings. Even if I lose a little bit of range, which you're probably going to do. Control back down. Okay, now I'm going to throw a little curveball at you. I want you to follow me this way. We're going to go right into a calf raise. So we're going to superset this. All right, I'm going to start my time. Get on the standing calf raise. Time is started. Walking my feet back. I'm going to press my big toe through the foot plate. I'm going to squeeze at the top. I'm going to control all the way back down. Pause. Making my calf do every inch of the work. It's really easy on this to just do this. This is what most people do right here. And you're just not going to get as much from that. So we are going to do the opposite. We're going to make our calf work the entire time. (18 seconds). Squeeze here. Don't just hold it. I want you to squeeze as hard as you effing can. And fight it back down. 8 seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right, follow me. We're going back to seated leg curl. If you can't superset these, if you're not able to superset these, then do them separate. You don't have to do them together, but if you can, then go for it. Here we go. Round number 2, minute 8. So I got a little delay time. I lowered the weight just a little bit. All right, I'm gonna tighten my hamstrings first. I'm gonna pre-engage them, and then I'm gonna tighten my hamstrings so hard that my hamstrings bend my knee, and they are gonna control every inch of the movement. I'm gonna squeeze and hold here. I'm gonna fight it back down. Why am I moving so slow? Well, I'm not moving slow because I'm trying to move slow. I'm moving slow because this is the speed that I feel I can maximally engage my hamstrings and make them work as hard as they freaking can. Any faster than this, and I sense that I lose contraction and lose effectiveness. Feel free to adjust your rep tempo with one common principle, and that is that you control the weight and the weight doesn't control you. I notice when I really do a mind muscle connection on this, I at the max get like 4 to 5 reps. And you know what? It doesn't affect anything because the next day I can hardly effing walk. And I can't even finish the rep. So, the dead. Here we go, calves. I walk myself back after I come up so that my knee is in a good position. Time is now started. What are we going to do? Tell me the 4 steps. I'm not going to say them. I want you to say them. What are they? What's step number 1? What's step number 2? What's step number 3? And what's step number 4? You should know all 4 steps by now. One mistake people make on this is they will roll their foot to the outside as they come up. And what I want you to really think about is pushing through your big toe. And what that helps do is it helps prevent that roll to the outside part of your foot, and it makes it a lot freaking harder. If you notice, I've got relatively developed calves, and as engaged as I freaking am, all I need is a plate. Like, holy shit. Last one. Shit, they're done. Here we go. Ooh, calves. Or hamstrings. That's when you know I'm tired. Calves, hamstrings, biceps, triceps, whatever they are. Here we go. Time is started. 1 minute 8 delay time. Right through here is where people lose it. This is where people start flying through the range. What I want you to do is slow it down. I want you to watch me do this because I want you doing it the same way. Tighten first. Okay, watch this. I'm 1/3 of the way. This is when I'm going to really dial it in and slow it down even more because this is when my hips want to help. And now I'm going to crawl to the end. And when I get to the end, I'm going to try to cramp my hamstrings. And then I'm going to slowly release the tension as opposed to just letting the weight fall. This is what most people do. They get to here and they just do this. But what I want you to do is when you get to here, I want you to engage your hamstrings even more and make your hamstrings fight every freaking inch of the lowering, and it's a lot different than what they're doing at crunch. Last one. Ah, shit. I would have to drop to, I was about to fling up with my hips, so I avoided a shitty rep. Here we go, calves. When I start slurring my speech is when you know I am freaking gassed. This has been a tough workout. Time is started. I'm going to see how high I can go, and when I get to my end range, I'm going to squeeze the top, and then I'm going to fight every inch all the way back down, and I'm going to go to the point that I feel a solid stretch in my calves. I'm going to pause. I'm going to push through my big toe, driving myself into the foot plate, controlling every inch, squeezing here at the top, fighting all the way freaking back down. Ooh, there we go. Now they're awake. Man. They are freaking done. Ooh, all right, here we go. Let's go. Hamstrings. When your body says quit, that's when we keep going. We are almost there. This is where all the magic's at. Minute 8, time has started, round number 4. Neutral neck, controlling the movement all the way to full knee flexion. And you know, I'm not sure where I'm like stopping at my end range, but wherever it is all I got. So what I want you to do is you're gonna bend your knee until you get to your full range of knee flexion. And if you're not sure where that is, like right now, I'm starting to lose range. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lower the weight. I'm gonna move it from 10 to 0, all right? So now I'm on 30 pounds, not a lot. And I'm gonna see if my range increases. Let's see what happens. I think my range probably got a little bit more. But yeah, my hamstrings are freaking dead right now. That's time. Let's go for 1 or 2 more. This is where you really want to stop the control and let it fall. So you got to really stay in the game mentally. Calves, here we go, let's go. Stay in the game. Round 4. 1 more round after this. Time started. We'll see if I make it a minute. Last time, I don't know if I did. I didn't right. Let's see. My calves are, I don't know if it was the step mill earlier that I did or what, but they are like effing done. I'll tell you what, the step mill is a freaking, like it's basically like doing a freaking hour worth of calf raises. Here we go, hamstrings. Last set, let's do it, let's kill it. Round 5. When your body says speed up, that's when we slow down. When your body says quit, that's when we keep fighting. 1 minute, time has started. You know what, let's go to 1:30. Let's take this a little bit longer. This is a range of motion that's a little bit, there's a little bit more excursion of the range, a little bit more motion to go through, so I'm gonna increase the duration. Week number 7, things will be different. Be a few new exercises. I'm gonna keep progressing as we did today. Hopefully I'm going through your head right now with the 4 steps, even if I'm saying them or whether I'm not. Because I want you doing them. I'm not sitting here on purpose. I just literally can't bend my knee right now. Oh shit. Okay, now watch this. Watch this. I couldn't bend my knee right there, right? Now stay with me. All right, now we are at Crunch Fitness. Okay? We're taking a ride to Crunch Fitness together or to Gold's Gym. Let's see how long it takes to do 10 reps. Start my timer. Same weight that I couldn't move. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 15 seconds. Look. 10 reps. That's the same weight. I couldn't just bend my knee. So what just happened there? Why did I do 10 reps in 15 seconds and I couldn't bend my knee using a mind-muscle connection? It's because weight doesn't matter. The amount of weight you lift doesn't matter. What matters is your ability to engage your muscles with your mind and make your muscles control the weight that you're lifting through your full available range, tightening, engaging, squeezing, holding, controlling every single inch, owning every single inch of the movement. That's the difference. That's what makes the muscle growth blueprint, and that's what makes STEELEFIT different than what everybody else is doing, because everybody else is going through the motions. They're going through the movements. They're trying to get to rep number 10. But we know it's not getting to rep number 10 that matters, right? It's how you get to rep number 10. Stop counting reps. Make reps count. Welcome to STEELEFIT. We're not done. We still have calf raises. Let's go. Last set. Last freaking set. Time is started. What am I doing right now? I'm saying all 4 steps in my head. I'm making my calves own every inch of the movement. I'm getting to this bottom part of the range, having a slight stretch, tightening my calves first, driving the ball of my foot into this foot plate, squeezing every inch of the movement, seeing how high I can get with control, squeezing this shit, as you can see, the shake at the top, and then making my calf own every inch all the way down. 7 seconds. Last one. Oh, man. Whew. They're done. They're done. We're done. Good job today. Good workout. Week 6, legs. Started out with the bang. We're almost halfway there. And hopefully this helped take your leg workout to the next level. This definitely pushed upon what we've done so far. We have yet to do free bar squats, which we did today, and that's a new freaking ball game. We also threw in the prone leg curl today. I've got a surprise for you next leg day as well, and that's gonna be fun. I'm seeing progress, and it's I don't know. I think, you know, you go into these things with no expectations. I've learned a lot through this whole thing. As you can tell, I have changed my system. I've written a book since we've been doing this. I've done all kinds of stuff, and I'm seeing changes in my own leg development. And that's been cool too. And I think what I love about this and what I'm learning that I love even more is hopefully you can see my own physical progression through this with you, because I'm hoping that will motivate you even more, because I'm seeing changes, because you're seeing me push myself. I'm not just asking you to push yourself, I'm pushing myself with you. And that's the difference. That's what I want to be, that I'm not sure that everybody else is doing. I'm all about being authentic. I'm all about being real. And I cannot hide this. I'm doing it, right? Like, this isn't like cut scene, you know, fake shit. This is like whole fucking workout, all 6 weeks. And I don't know. I think that I enjoy the authentic nature of that, and the fact that you can see it with me. So hopefully that's helping you too. Next workout will be chest. We'll go chest, week number 6. I'm gonna shoot it this week. If you have any questions, leave them in the community message board. I am there answering questions with video. I'm freaking making it custom to you. What you make of this program is what you want it to be, and I'm here to help you do that. Have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you for the next workout. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found this beneficial. If you did, please hit the like, hit the subscribe button. This will help me and ensure that my content reaches more people on YouTube. If you want to join the MGB officially, you can scroll down in the description, and there are 2 links. One is to the Apple App Store, and the other is to the Google Play Store. And you can join my app for free and view some free content. And I also have some really in-depth programs. I have a complete blueprint that's gonna walk you through how you can build muscle the most efficiently and the safest way possible. I hope you join me next time.